Hello everyone, welcome to this Quick Start Guide webinar titled Connecting to the MySQL Database from IntelliJ. So here are the steps that we're going to go through to get this done. You're going to log into the virtual machine, and after that we'll set up a database connection in IntelliJ. And then once we're done with that, I'll show you how to close the database connection. So let's open up your browser and log into the virtual machine. All right, so enter your password for your virtual machine. So you can do that by clicking on this text field and then clicking here, resets password, and your password will be entered in for you. Okay. So some other things to note before we log in are this database connection screen. So these are the components of the database URL. It's called the JDBC URL that we are going to use to log into the database. So let's go here and hit enter. And this takes you into the virtual machine. So you can see the virtual machine has software installed for you. We have Microsoft Edge, the browser. We have IntelliJ, we have NetBeans, MySQL Workbench, Scene Builder. We got the MySQL connector driver, and we have the JavaFX driver, or jars. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up IntelliJ. Okay. And then once you have IntelliJ loaded up, you can go and create a Java project. So let's minimize this. So let's go to File, New Project, select Java, Next. Check this option, it's Create Project from Template option. What this will do is create a Java source file with the main method. So let's go ahead and click on Next. And then let's call our project DB Connection App. I'll just call mine version 1, just in case I have any duplicates. So go ahead and click on Finish, open your project in the new window, and you're good. Okay, so I'm going to have you create a package that's going to hold a class file, which will hold some code for connecting to the database. So let's go here and expand our project, and then let's select the source folder. And you can expand the source folder if you want, but you can see that we have the default package with the main source file. But select the source folder and right-click on it and select New Package, and let's call this Helper. And go ahead and click hit Enter, and then you should see we have our Helper package. So right-click this Helper package and select New Java class, and then let's go ahead and call this JDBC. Okay, so JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity. So this is something that's covered in more detail in our other webinars. So let's go ahead and hit Enter. So it's just a custom name. This is not built into the JDK or anything like that. Okay, so I'm going to make this class abstract because I do not plan on instantiating it. I don't plan on creating objects from this class. So just go here after public and type the abstract optional specifier keyword. Okay, and then let's go into the body of this class. Now we're ready to put some code in here. So I'm going to have you get some code from our code repository, and you can just paste it right in there, and then I will run through the lines of code briefly. But again, this is just a webinar to get you connected to the database quickly. We have more detailed webinars on connecting to the database in JDBC. So let's go to your courses study page, and then go to announcements, click on the view all link, and then click on this code repository link. Okay, this will take you to our code repository on OneDrive. And then over here, you should see this folder titled C195_QSG, as in Quick Start Guide. So go ahead and click on that. And here you'll see another folder, and it's the title of the webinar, Connecting to the Database with IntelliJ. Now let's go here and click on this. And you see I have a text file in here. So just go ahead and click on that, and that should open this text file up in the browser. So this is all the code that we're going to copy and paste within that JDBC class. So just make sure you select everything. Go to Control A. And then go ahead and select on your keyboard, go ahead and do a Control C to copy it. And then let's switch it back to the virtual machine. And in the block or body of the JDBC class, just go here and paste. Okay. All right. So we're going to take care of these swigglies. So here you're asked to import the connection class. So just highlight over this and then click on import class. And then you have two options. So you want to select the java.sql package option. So go ahead and click on that. So that gets rid of that squiggly. And here we have another squiggly for this driver manager class. So go ahead and import the class of that guy as well. And everything's good to go. Okay, so again, everything we have here, these are just fields that contain information that we need for our database connection. So again, we have webinars that go into more detail about what these each of these values mean. Okay, so just know that this is what all these are going to do. And over here, I have a static method that's going to take care of opening our database connection. So again, this is covered in more detail in a different webinar. And over here, this is a static method that takes care of closing the database connection. All right, so we will need to tell the IDE which driver to use. So we're going to need a driver to handle our database connectivity and all that. So if you look in the desktop, there is this MySQL connector jar driver. So we're going to need this to pretty much connect to our database. So there's this jar file that's here. So we need that because this is pretty much where all the implementations for the database connectivity reside. So back in IntelliJ, let's go to File, and then Project Structure. Select Libraries, click on the plus button, click on Java, and then navigate to your desktop VM. So just like that, and here you should see the connector, MySQL connector folder. Expand that, and then here you should see the jar file. So select that, and then click OK. Click OK here. Go ahead and hit Apply, and then click OK. All right, so now our IDE has now referenced that jar file that offers the database connection. So let's switch to the main method. So just select your main.java, and then what we're going to do is call this open connection method. Okay, so let's switch to main.java, and then let's go into main method, and just type jdbc.open connection. Okay. All right, so this will open up the database connection. So go and run this. So before we do, let me just show you what will happen if we run this and our connection is successful. So the method has been written so that if our connection is successful within this try block, we're just going to display a connection successful message. So which database are we connecting to? Obviously, it's the one that's on the virtual machine, and it's in the local host. Okay. The name of the database is client underscore schedule, as you see here, and the password is password. So the name is SQL user, and all that information is in this under this database connection string. Okay. All right. So for database connection is successful, we should see this connection successful message. So let's switch to main thread, and then just make sure this is typed correctly, and then go ahead and hit play, run, and then let's wait for it. And you can see we get our connection successful message. Okay, so whenever you connect to a database, okay, it's important that you close your connection to that database when you're done. So pretty much all your code you're going to work with will go in between this JDBC connection method or statement. And to close the connection, you just say JDBC dot close connection. Okay, so again, this is just a user defined method right here. And if the connection is closed successfully, you should see this connection closed message. So let's switch back, and then let's go ahead and hit play, we'll run, and then you should see the connection closed message right after connection successful. So again, we have webinars that go over JDBC in more detail. We actually have another database connection webinar that goes over some of these values of some of the fields you have here, like the protocol, the vendor, the location, and so on. But this webinar was just done to get you connected to the database quickly. So that takes care of that. So if you have any questions, please send us an email at cmsoftware@wgu.edu. Thank you, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.